Mongoose Jake here, back from a short break from doing videos, and I want to come back with one of my phone flinging chats. It's kind of an episode where I kind of freelance a topic. And the topic I wanted to go over was something that I've seen over the past couple of years, and it's popped up here and there, and again recently. So it may not be a big pressing topic, but it's just something on my mind. And you might share, the same feeling, or you might have an opposing take on it. And of course, feel free to share both in the section below here with your open-ended comments of either direction. Now, what I want to talk about is modding. Why we do it, and why should you? And the precipice for this was the fact that I've seen a few comments where, say, somebody picked up a blaster and they want to get into modding. Or one in particular that stood out was somebody had thrifted a Nerf Retaliator, and they are asking questions in a kind of newcomers group for Nerf, and they were asking what could they do to improve the performance. They said they hadn't modded and they wanted to try. And you had people commenting in helpful ways saying, oh, you should go about this, this, or this, and you can check out videos from this person, or that person. And a lot of people mentioned Luke's book that he sells on Out of Darts, and that is a good baseline guide to get people into modding. But a few people, and I mean, I should say more than a few, were commenting how they shouldn't waste their time modding. That they should just go grab a Nexus Pro from your local Walmart for $50. And they picked up a Nerf Retaliator and just wanted to try. They literally said that. They said they hadn't ever modded a Nerf blaster. They wanted to try. They said they liked tinkering with other things and they wanted to give it a shot. And a few people were taking the chance to discourage them from doing that, and instead just saying, oh, just go get this. It's $50 and you'll get higher performance without any of the work. Well, that got me thinking. It's like, why do you want to mod? Because yes, you can go pick up a blaster at whatever level of performance you're looking for. You can go grab a blaster, especially now in the age of 3D printing being so common. You can grab a blaster that meets your performance requirements straight off the shelf and instantly, no matter if you like springers or flywheelers, doesn't matter. Or, air storage blasters, we'll call them, whether it's low pressure or high pressure system, you have hold of this out there. So why mod? And that was kind of my line of thinking. Is like, why do people want to get into modding? Why do I enjoy it? See, I enjoy it from the background of tinkering. I like taking things apart, building them, putting them back together, making them better. And I find it to be enjoyable. Sometimes I find it more enjoyable than actually using the product in the end. There's a lot of blasters I've modded and used them once or twice, and I still like them. I still enjoy them. And I like doing the whole process from start to finish. So it always struck me as odd when somebody picked up a blaster and they look for advice on how to get started in this, and instead of encouraging and pointing in the right direction, some people took that opportunity to discourage it. So I think half of this hobby is the modding. I don't think the actual end result is or ever should be your entire goal. And yes, there are some really nice blasters out there that you don't mod to get them, you just go buy them. And some of them are pinnacles of technology, and it's very neat to see. But for me, modding it's going to sound cliche, it's more of the journey than just the destination, but that is true. As cliche as that might be to repeat, it is true. The whole steps along the way are what make modding fun, and it's what makes it enjoyable. And if you're new to it and you're asking yourself, should I mod? Well, of course, at least try it. You can do 5 or 10 blasters and say, you know what, I'm sick of this, I hate it, I just want to buy one that does exactly what I want. Whether it's an HVZ blaster that shoots at 125, 130 feet per second, or whether it's a high power model that's shooting 200 or higher. Wherever you're looking to get yourself there, some people are not going to enjoy it, and they're going to say, you know what, I want to buy a product that meets my needs. And maybe for them, maybe that Nexus Pro or Striker or Conquest, whatever it might be, from in particular Dart Zone's Pro line, that is the best overall for that, for the level of performance versus the cost of entry there. That is overall the best, and for me still it's the Aeon Pro. I like top primers. Overall cost versus performance, that value is pretty hard to argue with. But it's not necessarily even about that. Yes, Aeon Pro will outperform this thrifted Retaliator that I have worked on myself. I've put my own breech in it. It's got a worker plunger tube, a worker metal catch, and, just for the heck of it, a worker metal trigger. But, and a France Foamworks muzzle. I did a video on some of their muzzles, and it's found a home here. But this was a thrifted blaster. I paid $3.99 for it. I got the stock for, I think, $2.50. So this was more of me, putting things together to make something that I can have fun with. And I didn't go hot, overall high performance with this. This only fires at about 115 feet per second when I'm done with it, which is good enough for around here. And it was fun to do. Or something I haven't shared, something like this Champion here that I've completely redone. It's got my full sealed breech with a brass barrel that I want to put on a scar attachment. I've redone this completely. This is a whole different venture, and I think that's part of the fun. Things like I made this an extended draw, and I don't know of too many people who've done that on a Champion. But yeah, this has an extended draw. It has an extra half of an inch of draw in total, and I had to actually trim the channel for the top slide so that it could do that. But things like that are fun. Having the ability to do that, and that again, that was a thrifted Champion. And between that and the brass, that's the only things I actually bought was a thrifted Champion, stick of brass, and the spring. Everything else was hand done there, and that's part of the fun. And it's HVZ level performance. I'm not going for higher. That's all I want. But the whole part of that is that I have an end product that this thing has taken way longer than it should have. But it's a thing that I can enjoy. I know what I did. I went through all the processes, all the stages, the trial and error, and I find that to be very, very enjoyable. So, the end of the video. Should you mod? Why should you mod? What's good about it? It's to each their own, in reality. But those that were trying to discourage somebody from modding their thrifted Retaliator, that comment that I seen asking for advice and guidance, and part were giving that advice and guidance, and kudos to you guys for doing that. Those that were trying to discourage, they may have even had good intentions. Because, yes, you can go down a rabbit hole of buying all kinds of parts and end up with far more expense if you're doing it that route than just grabbing this. Because this is basically a pump-action Retaliator on steroids. But I think part of the fun isn't necessarily that I got this to this FPS. Now that can be a personal challenge that you're looking for, but it can also be that I made some stuff, I bought some stuff, I threw it all together, and I got something I can have fun with. And I enjoyed the process the whole way. And I think that's a big part of the whole ideology of a modder, is you're looking for the process. And you enjoy the finished product at the end, but you enjoyed everything along the way, even if there are some trials, tribulations, and frustrations. So to bring this foam flinging chat to a conclusion, I don't think there's a right or wrong, but modding is fun, and I would never ever want to discourage somebody from trying to get into modding, because in the end it comes down to you. You'll find out whether you enjoy it, you'll find out whether you like the mixing and matching of parts, or the custom making of parts, making your own breeches, or if you go buy a sealed breech system and drop it in. That's still fun too. But I would never discourage anyone from doing it. So I love it. I enjoy it. even if I don't showcase it as much as I should on this channel anymore, which I will rectify that. I am going to be putting up a lot more mod videos going forward as I get my numerous projects, because I have no fewer than 11 right now. I'm looking at them right now. I don't know if you're like me. I get a mod going. Half the time I'll find something I need a part for. I put that one in a bin, put a label on it, set it aside. I start up another one. Another part needed for this one. Or I've got to cut this piece replacement piece out of metal, and so when I get to where I can do that, it's like put that one aside and then another one. That's part of the fun too. But again, I would never want to discourage somebody from going down that rabbit hole. So, to each their own. Modding or just purchasing, either is good, either is part of the hobby. So this is Mongoose Jake with my just kind of chat about modding and what I enjoy and how I would never want to discourage anybody from doing it when it comes to blasters. It's fun. Whether you do like the modding or whether you just want to go buy things. It's all part of the hobby. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.